Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to read some more of my story, Holiday, and we are starting today with chapter 24. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, chapter 24. Aiden felt the weight of her suddenly lifeless body in his arms. He looked around for some sort of answer, anything that might indicate what had just happened. Jerry reappeared wearing his new suit. What's wrong with her now? I swear she's always having a hissy fit or something. Maybe... Shut up. Go enjoy your lunch. Hey, I'm sorry. Do you need me to help, drag her over to the couch or something? Aiden lifted Liddy into his arms. I have her. He looked at her closely. She's okay. Just go. Jerry fidgeted with his keys for a moment and then left without saying anything further. Finally resting on the sofa, Liddy started to stir, but she didn't open her eyes. Aiden laid his hands on either side of her face and concentrated on her breathing. You're okay, he whispered. Come on back. It's all going to be all right. Liddy opened one eye just a tiny crack and peered out at him. And then she smiled. I just had the weirdest dream. It was so funny. We were ice skating, you and me. Can you imagine? I was really good at it. She closed her eye and then her smile widened. You were really good too. So graceful, happy. I've never seen you so happy. Aiden sat rigidly on the edge of the coffee table next to her. It sounds like a wonderful dream, he said. Really wonderful. She sat up and opened her eyes. Too bad I can't skate worth a damn. They both laughed. Hey, where am I? Is this Jerry's place? It is. What are we doing here? I asked you to come with me to liven things up, and you certainly did. What do you mean? Did I get drunk and act a fool or something? No, you... Aiden walked over to the doors leading out to the balcony and closed them. Something happened when you walked out onto the balcony. I was helping Jerry, and when I came back, you were pressed up against the railing. You started to say something about the wind, but you fainted before you could finish it. That's all I know. Maybe the thin air got to me? I don't know. That's odd. You don't remember being out there? I don't even remember coming here. Last thing I remember was you pulling up my weeds after I told you not to. You haven't been feeling sick, have you? No, not at all. Tired? No. Look, let's not dwell on it. I'm fine now. Actually, I do need to get back home. I have a teleconference with the pest control people this evening. I'll give you a ride home. He watched her as she slowly got up. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, Aiden, I'm fine. Seriously, I've had weirder things happen to me than this. Let's get on out of here. After Aiden left Liddy's house, he headed toward Locky 32, where Jerry and Amber were having lunch. He took a seat next to them, unseen by everyone, and listened to their conversation. So yeah, Jerry was saying, I guess you could say I have a very generous spirit. Like, when I see suffering and pain, I can't not help, It's in my genes. Not genes like pants, but like the stuff from your ancestors, those genes. Aiden rolled his eyes. That is so fascinating, Amber said. What other projects do you have going on? Well, of course, there's the food pantry downtown. Which one? The Second Harvest, Aiden whispered. Second Harvest, Jerry said way too loudly. That's it. I forget the names because I donate to so many. Basically all of them. You know how it is. Amber leaned in closer. So what motivated you to get into this type of thing? From the way you talk, you've given a ton of your money away. I'm just wondering what prompted you to do that. Well, it's really just a matter of doing the right thing. You see trouble in the world, and if you have the ability to help, you do. Good people do anyway, and that's just what I am. You don't need any more motivation than that. Not bad, Aiden whispered. You almost had me convinced. So, you're not giving all your money away, are you? Amber asked timidly. What? No. Don't worry, babe. I got tons of it. This doesn't even put a tiny dent in the money I've got. You're not just going to go out with me for my money, though, right? Oh, no, of course not. Yeah, no, I know. He glanced out at the parking lot. You still like my car? The Tesla? Of course. Don't do it, Aiden whispered. You're going too far. Jerry glanced over at him with a sneer and then looked back at Amber. How's your Civic doing? That transmission still giving you trouble? Sometimes it's messing up a lot, and I don't know what's wrong with it. I need to take it somewhere and figure out what's wrong with it, but I can't afford to. I know it's going to be super expensive. How about we just don't worry about it? What do you mean not worry about it? Like, what if we just junk it and get you a Tesla too? She slid her chair back slightly away from the table and flopped her hands on the napkin in her lap. No way. That's crazy, Jerry. I'm sorry, but that's too much. They cost, Jerry interrupted, $122,000. Amber couldn't breathe. She kept her eyes fixed on Jerry's face for a sign of something, anything to indicate that he could be joking. And 48 cents. Yeah, we're not doing that, she said. Seriously, I don't want to feel like I owe you. Would that really be such a bad thing, though? We've talked. We've spent some time together. Have you seen anything about me that'd make you think I'm a bad guy? Like I'd come to you one day and say, hey, remember that car? Yeah, I've come to collect my due. Seriously? I haven't, but we're not talking about a new microwave or a gift card to Target or something. That's way too much for anything like, we just met. I'm sorry. I appreciate it, but no, I can't do that. You're more of a lady than I thought. No offense. It's just that I imagine most girls would jump at that. He leaned forward and smiled. I think I like you now more than ever. You proved to me just now how much integrity and class you have. It's so rare to find somebody like that these days. He took her hand and kissed it. I hope I can prove to you that you're worthy of everything I have to offer you, Amber. She blushed and smiled and then looked away. They enjoyed their meal, and after Jerry took her back to work, he met up with Aiden back at the penthouse. We need to move on this, Jerry said, super quick. I don't want her to meet somebody else and walk away. Walk away, Aiden said. Who could she possibly meet, short of a hybrid of Richie Rich and a Ken doll that would convince her to do that? You don't want to rush this, Jerry. I'm telling you, you're going to ruin it if you do. Psh, it's fine. Girls like her enjoy being pursued. So here's what I want you to do. Deliver a Tesla to her apartment. Have a guy in a tuxedo show up and present it to her. No, wait, 2 guys in tuxedos. And then a couple of police officers to make it look super big time. Jerry raised an eyebrow and crossed his arms. Super big time? You know what I mean. Like the tuxedo guys needed extra security to deliver such an expensive item. We could dress them all up in striped suits and hats like a barbershop quartet, Aiden said, trying to hide a smile. Have them sing Last Night Was the End of the World to her. Do what? Damn, you're weird. Can you do it or not? The barbershop quartet? No, have the car delivered by some dudes. The cops are optional. They don't have to be real cops if you can work out something with fake cop angels or something. She's already made it clear that you're going too far. Just send her some flowers or run an errand for her. If you go overboard, that's going to scare her off faster than anything else that could possibly happen. I see that about her. She has a good heart and a very strong sense of propriety. Her? I believe it about the good heart, but propriety? Nope. She drinks all the time and does stupid stuff with her flaky friends just about every night of the week. I figured a girl like her would jump at the chance to take something from a guy like me. Well, you figured wrong, Jerry. She's not like that. You can't buy her. You'll have to use your charm and wit to woo her, and it won't matter how much money you have. Jerry sighed dramatically and slumped his shoulders like a frustrated child. This is too complicated. Forget it. Just have some guys go over there with like a check to get her car fixed then. Okay, now you're talking. That I'm willing to do. How are you going to know how much to make the check out for? You leave that to me. I'm the details guy after all. So like for this girl, I'm going to have to be What, not flashy and awesome? Flashy and awesome is fine, but you need to be more than just that. Don't just act humble, be humble. And stop bragging all the time. It's already started to get on her nerves. She asks questions about your charitable endeavors because she's hoping to see that there's more to them than just your ability to boast. I figured it was her way of trying to find out how much money I have. No, Jerry. Stop thinking you know everything about her and how her mind works. You don't. He looked out the window at the park across the street. Then let's see what we can do to really impress her. I'm telling you, just help her out a bit with her car and keep being nice. That's all you have to do. No, there's more I can do, and it'll make her fall for me faster. It's a time thing, Aiden. I'm worried. He crossed his arms and looked away. I'm honestly afraid she's going to lose interest or meet somebody better, he said in a quiet tone. That concerns me a lot. She meets guys all the time on her job, and it's just a matter of time. Aiden grabbed Jerry's shoulders and turned him to squarely face him. Stop with this insecurity nonsense. Nobody can top what I can do for you, Jerry. You know that. Even if she did meet someone else, I can promise you there's nothing they could offer her that you could not overcome. You made a deal with me, and part of that deal includes being with Amber. You have to trust that I've got this all under control and that I can do anything and everything necessary to make this work. All you have to do is not screw up the instructions that I give you. Be nice, don't move too fast, and don't brag so much. If you can handle that, you have nothing to worry about. Do you understand? Jerry backed just out of Aiden's reach and looked away. You may find this hard to believe, but I'm not as confident as I try to act. Aiden laughed. You don't say. No, seriously, deep down, I'm still that dork you found in my apartment, ready to do the worst to myself. But that's not who you are anymore. I'm giving you the chance to prove that, not just to Amber and the rest of the world, but to yourself. Let's sit down and go over our plans for the new homeless shelter you're going to finance. I don't remember us talking about any new homeless shelter. It's going to be more of a multi-service location, really, Aiden said. We didn't talk about doing anything specific. Aiden smiled. Then let's sit down and get to it. Chapter 25. Room for you and a friend. Ugh. I hated these you and a +1 events. How stupid. Why do they just assume everybody has somebody they want to bring? Never mind the fact that these things are always boring or awkward, or both. Why you'd want to subject somebody else to it is beyond me. Nevertheless, there it was in my hand, a bright, peppy little postcard inviting me to the latest true vegan living event. It was basically mandatory for the writers, which included me. What better way to spend a Saturday afternoon than, well, the card didn't specify what would be going on. Room for you and a friend was the only clue they were willing to give. This was a common tactic of theirs. Invite everybody to a mystery event. Come see what all the buzz is about. Normally you can guess what the gimmick is going to be. Probably something related to honeybees or some flying insect. Maybe somebody doing a legalized marijuana pep rally or extolling the virtues of natural fair trade caffeine. Anyway, you could usually guess. I slid the card across the table to Aiden, who turned it in his direction and frowned at it. Why do they do these things? He asked. I guess it's to bring us closer together or something. They'll have some sort of team-building exercise we have to engage in. Don't even get me started on how I feel about those stupid trust fall things. Everybody there is super skinny and they look like they can barely hold themselves up, let alone anybody else. But then there you are, standing on the edge of some stage with your back to a mob of these people, being expected to just fall backwards and be caught by these maniacs. It's a good time to question where you're really going in your life. Room for you and a friend, Aiden read off the card. Gosh, sounds cozy. Maybe we'll get to explore some tiny houses. We? Who said you were going? Oh, come on. You wouldn't have shown me this if you didn't want me to go. Nobody's that interested in somebody else's mail. Besides, we've enjoyed some pretty wacky stuff in the past, so why not embark upon another adventure? I don't think I'd call it wacky stuff. Severely disturbing and traumatic, yeah, not wacky. Aiden looked around the restaurant, then back at me. You know what I mean. Okay, I'll just ask then. Can I please be your plus one? I don't have anything to do this afternoon, and I'd really love to go. Why? Are you using some weird power to see into the future and know what's going to happen? Then I had another thought. This isn't something you set up, is it? No and no. I have no idea what it's about, and I had nothing to do with it. So can I go or not? You're going regardless, correct? I don't really have a choice. They're cult-like with togetherness and doing stuff in big groups. If I don't show up, it could hurt my chances to do more writing for them in the future, and I need the money. Well, it's settled then. Aiden paused. What? Do you know how we should dress for this? For this crowd, it's easy. Cotton. Lots and lots of cotton. No synthetic products, and definitely no animal products. No leather or suede or even the fake stuff. Just wear light layers of cotton. Tie-dyed, preferably. At least one piece. I have this one crossbody bag that I carry. It's cotton, tie-dyed, and organic. Aiden propped his elbows on the table and rested his chin in his palm. What if you didn't need the money? Do what? Let's say you had all the money you needed to get by. What would you do then? Why are you asking me this? No particular reason. I'm just curious. Because I'm not going to let you do anything. What? Oh, of course I wouldn't. Honestly, it was just an innocent question. I thought about it for a minute. You know what? I'd still keep doing what I'm doing, more than likely. There's just something about having a job, being needed somewhere, having something you need to get done, and then being able to look back and see the work you've accomplished. Even if I didn't need the money, I'd still want to work. Aiden smiled. I like that. That's probably one of your most endearing qualities. I can definitely see that about you. You're a worker. That's a really good thing. Maybe I just get bored easily. Aiden chuckled and looked at the card again. So it's this afternoon, huh? I squinted at the card from across the table to double check the date. Yeah. I think we'd have a really good time if I went. Have you already looked into the future to see what it is? How else can you be so confident that this is going to be something fun? I haven't, honest. I can't look into the future on every occasion anyway, just sometimes. Don't you have the same powers all the time? No, they vary depending on the situation and who's with me. What can different people do for you to change your powers? Or are we even talking about people? Do you mean other angels? Aiden smiled brightly. I have much better powers in your presence sometimes. I blushed and looked back down at the card. Stop. That's stupid. I couldn't hide my smile. Fine, you can go. Just don't embarrass me. Embarrass you? How about you don't embarrass me? I'd never do that. Not on purpose, anyway. Chapter 26. Get in there and see what it'll do. What, are you serious? We can't even be out here. Jerry laughed. Amber, it's fine. I promise. Just get in. I'm not driving that. No way. She backed away from the roadster. It goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Come on. He opened the door. The steering wheel is weird. Look, it's just enough that you paid to get my car fixed, and I'm fine driving that. We can't... She paused and looked skyward. We can't be out here, Jerry. Look. Jerry looked up at the plane coming in for a landing. Oh, that? We're fine. Amber's jaw dropped. We're on the runway. Yes, so? It's a freaking airplane. Amber began to run off the runway to a nearby field. Jerry followed her and grabbed her hand. What are you so afraid of? Jerry, my God. She jerked her hand away. I'm done. Seriously, done. She looked up at the approaching plane and ran out into the middle of the field just off the runway. The plane sailed smoothly overhead. Jerry didn't move from where he stood. Not a single gust of wind touched the runway where he and the car remained. What will it take to make you understand this situation? How can I convince you that you can relax and enjoy this? She stood there dumbfounded. I've gone to a lot of trouble to set this up, Jerry said. Nobody's going to bother us. We're totally okay, I swear. You're insane. That's all. I don't care how much money you have or who you know. You're nuts. She looked around and shook her head. I don't want any part of this. You're going to get arrested, and I don't want to be any part of that. Money's not going to get you out of everything. Jerry sighed. Okay, fine. I know what to do. I want you to take me home, she said. Now. Right now. Hang on a minute. Just wait. Aiden's going to come fix this. Your friend? No. I'm not waiting around for that. Y'all play around out here all you want, but if you won't take me home, I'm calling a cab. Jerry laughed. You think they're going to come out here on the runway to pick you up? Then I'll just walk in and go out on one of the exits or something. Let them catch you walking around out here by yourself and you'll get arrested for sure. Amber looked around again and sighed out of frustration. We're screwed either way. Why can't you just do what I asked and take me home? Okay, fine, just a sec. He looked up at the sky for a moment. What are you doing? Hang on, he's coming. Chapter 27. Aiden was just admiring his outfit in Liddy's bathroom mirror when he became aware of Jerry's need for assistance. Liddy was waiting impatiently in the living room for Aiden to come out so she could critique his clothes. What's taking you so long? She called out. Don't you just have to go whoosh and then you've done the I dream of Jeannie thing to change? What? Hold on. He walked back into the living room, obviously distracted. Wow, you look great. Where'd you... I'm sorry, but I need to leave for a bit. What, now? We're getting ready to go. It's Jerry, Aiden said. I'm not sure what he's done, but apparently it's not going too well with Amber and he needs help. Liddy sighed. What a buzzkill. He's not going to ruin anything for us this afternoon, is he? No, but you better go on without me. I'll catch up with you before you have to go in. He cinched up his hemp belt and winked at her. I won't leave you by yourself. I promise. I hope not. I'd never do that. Ever. Hey, what do you think of my get-up? He spun around so she could get a good look. He was dressed in cotton from head to toe, and his Huarache sandals were the perfect match for his belt and woven satchel. That's really impressive. You should be a model. Too bad this whole agent of Satan thing got in my way. Yeah, for real. With that, he was gone. On the other side of town, Jerry waited anxiously for Aiden to arrive. Amber had given up and sat down on the side of the runway. Good thing there aren't any other planes around. Jerry was about to say something to her when Aiden approached, clearing his throat. I've had to keep him away for your sake, he said. Jerry and Amber both looked his way, startled. There you are, Jerry said. What took you so long? And what the hell are you wearing? You only got around to admitting you needed me, 5 minutes ago? I'd say I got here pretty quickly. And my outfit is none of your business. Maybe I just need to change from my normal attire. He approached Amber and held out his hand. Come on, let's get you out of here. Amber took his hand and stood next to him. Finally, somebody with some sense. Aiden led her over to the roadster and opened the driver's side door. Hop in. Oh no, Jerry already tried that. I'm not about to drive this car. Why not? Because what if I wrecked it? I couldn't afford the front bumper on this thing. Jerry looked on in silence, wondering what Aiden was up to. Aiden smiled. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. She started to object. He took her hands and pulled her in closer, gazing into her eyes. Amber, it is going to be okay. Trust me. She nodded slowly and sat down in the car. Jerry leaned over to Aiden and whispered harshly, You have got to teach me how to do that. Not now, Jerry. Go stand over there out of the way in the grass. Can't I get in the car? Not yet. Give me a few minutes, and then you can go on with your plan for the evening. Are you just going to leave me here? Aiden walked around the front of the car and opened the passenger door. Of course not. I'm just adjusting a few things. Stand back. He got in the passenger seat and closed the door. With both doors closed and Amber sitting stiffly behind the wheel, Aiden made a sweeping motion with his hand. Okay, let's go. He pointed down the runway. That-a-way. Amber touched the steering wheel lightly and then pulled away as if she'd been shocked. I just can't. This is too scary. Look at what we're doing here. I've never driven anything like this. A faint rumble shook the ground. The seats vibrated beneath them. Aiden looked straight ahead. Oh dear, he pointed skyward. I think we better move, huh? Amber gasped at the sight of the approaching airplane. Jesus Christ! No, American Airlines. Let's get going. The plane was descending and coming in fast. My God. Amber fumbled with her seatbelt with shaky hands. My God, my God. Jerry was standing nearby, waving his hands like a maniac and screaming at her to get going. Aiden wondered if he was worried about her or the car more. Put it in gear, Aiden said, guiding her hand to the gear shift. Her skin was ice cold. That's it. Now hold on tight and step on the pedal. Amber shut her eyes, held the steering wheel in a death grip, and pushed the pedal to the floor. The sudden burst of acceleration startled her into opening her eyes. The car spun almost out of control, and Aiden placed a hand over her right hand to straighten it up. That's it. Nicely done. Now, let's see if we can keep from being flattened. Keep going. The plane was incredibly low, nearly touching down with the wheels out. It's going to hit us, Amber screamed. I'm not going to make it. Aiden kept looking straight ahead. Yes, you will. Trust me. Nobody dies on my watch, and you will make it. Keep going. The car rocketed forward straight ahead. Amber let out a scream and ducked instinctively as the plane flew over, missing the car by mere inches. The roar of the engines was deafening, but it only lasted for a few seconds as Amber drove farther and farther away from it. She came to a stop at the other end of the runway. Holy shit, she said, grabbing Aiden's shirt. That was amazing. She sat there for a moment, processing everything. She was still short of breath, but with a little smile she managed to whisper, yeah, it was. Let's turn this thing around and go get Jerry. I'm sure he'd love to enjoy this with you. Amber looked over at him. How did you do that? What did you mean when you said you were keeping the planes away from me? What are you? Some sort of wizard or something? You could say that. She laughed, finally catching her breath. A magic man. Cool. They returned to Jerry, and he ran up to the car. God, Aiden, what was that? Are you trying to get her killed or something? Amber rolled her window down. I was in good hands, Jerry. Your friend's, he's really something special. Jerry looked at her and then at Aiden. What did he do? I got her to drive the car, didn't I? Don't overthink it. Aiden got out of the car and left the passenger side door open for Jerry. I think my work here is done. You two enjoy your evening. I'm off. Jerry was about to open the passenger door of the car when he felt someone grab his arm. He turned to look, and there was Gabriel glaring at him. Aren't you pissed off about that? About what? Gabriel looked down the runway and huffed in frustration. About that little stunt Aiden just pulled. Honestly, he could have gotten her killed. Did you see how close that plane was? And now you're just going to get in and go on about your business like everything's fine? Really? Jerry looked in at Amber and then back at Gabriel. Look, I appreciate whatever it is you're trying to do here, but we're fine. Amber seems to be cool with it. She's not freaking out or anything. I'm fine with it. He has a weird technique, but damn if it doesn't always seem to work out in the end. I don't know. Don't worry about it. There's no problem here. You may think that now, but just wait. One day you're going to see the situation for what it really is. Doesn't it bother you that he keeps ditching you? With agents like him, you shouldn't have to summon him. He's supposed to be here for you all the time. He's not, and I know he's not. He has abandoned you, Jerry. Doesn't that make you mad? It sure as hell pissed me off. I really need to go, Gabriel. Thanks, but we're fine here. There's no problem. Oh, no. Amber suddenly got out of the driver's seat. She looked down the runway. Hey, Jerry, can you... I'd like to go home, I think. I'm feeling really nauseous. Jerry sighed. Damn it, he muttered under his breath and then whispered, Can she see you? No, you can talk normally. She won't notice that either. So how do you feel about this slapdash approach now? Seems like all he did was make things worse. Now she wants to go home. How does that make you feel? Okay, kind of pissed, I guess. Maybe she'll get to feeling better and we could go do something. Don't count on it. At that moment, Amber bent over and vomited on the runway. She straightened back up and wiped her mouth. Jerry, I seriously want to get out of here. Can you please just take me home? Okay, just come around here and get in the passenger seat. Are you okay? I think so. I'm just feeling really bad. Jerry looked at Gabriel, his lips pursed tightly together. This wasn't how I saw this evening going. I was thinking maybe we could go, spend some time back at my place. But now... He watched Amber slowly lower herself into the passenger seat. That's all ruined, I guess. Hey, maybe you could talk to her about that homeless shelter thing on the way back. That thing that Aiden has already built for you? He hasn't built it yet. We're still just in the planning stages. Gabriel shook his head. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe if he focused more on his job, he'd have that finished already. Jerry left without saying much more. Gabriel watched them drive back toward a service road, and he smiled at the thought of it all. Chapter 28. I had made it almost to the front of the entrance when Aiden appeared by my side. There you are, I said. What took you so long? I fumbled around in my hemp bag for the invitation. I think I have to give the attendant this thing or they won't let us in. Here it is. A lady with 2 long braids greeted us at the gate. She took the invitation with a smile. Welcome, you two. She gestured for us to enter the facility. I sighed. This is going to suck. I can already tell. Thank you for coming, and I apologize in advance for whatever it is we're about to endure. Don't be so negative. I think it's going to be great. He took my hand. It made my heart leap. Besides, any time I get to spend hanging out with you is always a good time. I couldn't look at him. What's gotten into you? I said. I don't know, you're acting weird. Can't I be happy? Why is that such a bad thing? What little time we had together during Charles's reign of terror was so serious. All the drama and terrible stuff. It was all bullshit, I said. Exactly. Don't you want to enjoy some time together? You keep talking about that, and every time we try it, it ends up being a colossal crap fest. A guy shoots himself and falls off a tower crane. A weird lady tongue kisses me against my will, pulls me down by my hair and gives me her bitch card. I nearly get pushed off a balcony and pass out. Maybe we should just stop trying to be fun and normal in one another's company. We're cursed. Oh, stop. It's just been a few little speed bumps. It's going to get better. I just know it. A guy walked past and complimented Aiden on his satchel. See, it's better already. I laughed. How are you always so positive? It's like nothing gets you down for long. He stopped. I looked back at him. It's you, he said. When we're together, all the little things don't bother me. I nodded up the hill. Come on, the stuff's up there, whatever it is. Listen to me, Liddy. You are the reason I am the way I am. It's you. I felt a chill run down my spine. Well, I don't think that's not exactly a comforting thing to hear. Maybe it's more comforting from my perspective. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm very happy to be here with you, no matter what's on the other side of that hill. He looked around, then back at me. He smiled for a moment. Very happy. Okay, this is just getting weird. I fidgeted with the daisies I'd woven into my hair. You're not about to propose or something, are you? No. Come on, let's go see what's up there. He grabbed my hand and off we went. Cresting the top of the hill, we saw a fluttering array of colorful flags atop patchwork tents. The smell of patchouli was everywhere. Lots and lots of carved wood and peace signs. Wow, they really went over the top, I said. It's like they're trying too hard or something. I stopped to admire a Volkswagen bus decorated with dream catchers. Why are they like this? Can't you just not consume or wear animal products without all this hoo-ha hullabaloo? I don't understand these people. Watch it, Aiden said. You're going to give yourself away. Oh, please, nobody here's paying attention to me. So what do we do now? I was about to answer when we heard a man's voice come crackling through some loudspeakers overhead. It's about that time, folks. Come on down to the South Field and grab a sack. Room for you and a friend. Well, that was the theme on the invitation, Aiden said. Let's go check it out. A bright purple tent caught my eye for some reason. Do we have to go now? Let's wait till the crowd dies down. Everybody's headed that way, I know, but that clears out the tents for us. We can look at stuff easier now. I kept staring at the tent. Something about the color scheme was mesmerizing. It was so harmonious. Bright purple with teal trim around the tent door. Above it was a beautiful sign in the deepest red. Palm reading, I said out loud. Look over there. We can get our palms read. Aiden squinted at the sign. That's money wasted on me. My palms, well, they're not like yours. Can't you just manifest some lines so we can go in? I've always wanted to do that. And look, I spotted another sign that had fallen to the ground. It says they also do tarot card readings in there. I've never had a tarot card reading. Lydia, you know that stuff's all fake, right? Does that matter? Look at this place. Everything here is basically fake. What's one more thing? Plus, I bet we don't have to pay for it here. Maybe a tip or something, but not normal cost. He gently pulled my hand. Let's go get our sack or whatever it was we're supposed to be doing. The guy said something about a sack. I giggled. Stop, he said. We can come back to this tent later if you still want to. I want to see what's going on in the South Field. It could be fun. So could the palm reading and tarot card stuff, but whatever, I said, annoyed. It'll be busy when everybody comes back, you know. I can always take care of that. Oh, no, you won't. None of that voodoo magic today. You save that shit for Jerry. It's all on the up and up with me. Can't I just do a little voodoo every now and then? No. You didn't mind when I let you drive the Corvette or pick out jewelry. Stop. I suddenly felt a headache coming on. Don't make me overthink all this. I shouldn't even be here with you. It's not like a date or anything. What even are we? We're friends, Liddy. Or I assume we were. Let's just go to the South Field. And here. He swiped a finger across my forehead and my headache vanished. That's better. Why did you do that? You were getting a headache. How could you have known that? There's a lot I know about you. Things that have happened, things that are about to happen. Dear God. Okay, let's go. I can't listen to this right now. We followed the crowd to what we assumed was the South Field. I wondered the entire walk over there how they all just knew where to go. There were no signs directing us. Maybe they just had a better sense of direction than I do. Just at the edge of the field was a large wire crate filled with burlap sacks. I looked out into the field and noticed a starting line, followed by white lines like a football field, and then way down the field was a finish line. Folks were pairing up and trying to fit into the sacks. What in the hell, I said, more of a statement than a question. Are you serious? Look at that. A freaking potato sack race. How old are we? What on earth? Aiden held the bag out in front of himself and studied it. We won't have any trouble fitting in here, he said, all serious. The trick is to synchronize your jumping and stay physically close together. That's all there is to it. Are you honestly saying we should do this? This is so dumb. So what if it's dumb? I think it'll be an interesting challenge. And I can truthfully say I have never in my existence done anything like this before. So I welcome the opportunity. You're so weird. What are you afraid of, Liddy? Looking stupid? Falling down? Maybe. I pointed down the field. Look how far we have to go. Oh, come on, it'll be all right. It'll just be you and me. Partners in crime once again. Don't phrase it like that, I said. That sounds ominous. Okay then, how about friends on an adventure? Is that better? I sighed. So how long is this going to take? Aiden shrugged. Who knows? I don't control everything, unfortunately. He paused and looked over at me. So are you worried about looking foolish in front of these people or in front of me? I wasn't expecting that question. The truth? I don't know most of these people. I've never seen them before in my life. That's the way it goes at most of these events, and sometimes I wonder if it's just strangers who happen to be driving by and decided to stop in for some free food and entertainment. I held the bag up to my waist to gauge my fit. You didn't answer the question. I looked away and laughed. It's you, I guess. Plus, the older I get, the less excited I get about doing stupid, unnecessary stuff. He handed the bag to me. Hop in there. Take a few practice jumps. I want to see. Nobody else is practicing. So, come on. I reluctantly stepped into the bag and pulled it up to my waist. We aren't both going to fit in here. Don't they have any bigger bags? I don't think so. He flicked his hand at me. Go on. Let's see what you got. I bumbled across the edge of the field, trying to clear large clumps of grass and weeds and praying that the bag wouldn't catch on anything I hopped over. After going about 10 feet, I looked back at Aiden. Okay, good enough. Are we done now? We heard an air horn blast. All right, everybody got their partners? Line up. It's time for the great potato sack race. Everyone cheered and gathered at the starting line, struggling to get into their bags. Let's go, Aiden said, right up here. I don't like you very much right now. Why did we come to this? Aiden put his hand over my mouth and held it there for a moment. I felt a wave of calm, bordering on mild euphoria, wash over me. He removed his hand and I took a deep breath. My insides felt like liquid silk. He looked deep into my eyes and I lost track of everything around me. We're here to have fun, and that's precisely what we're going to do, he said. The announcer was still talking, but it just sounded like a buzzing sound in the background. The horn sounded again, and with a great rush of excitement, we were off. Chapter 29. Jerry watched Amber stumble out of the car and walk hunched over toward her apartment. He'd offered to walk her to her apartment, but she declined with a terse no and said nothing else. It was hard to drive away for some reason. He sat in the car staring after her until she turned the corner and was out of sight. He heard a knock at the passenger side window and turned to see Gabriel motioning at him to roll the window down, which he did. How'd it go? He asked. Like you don't know. You just saw us at the airport. He looked back toward the direction in which Amber had gone. Not so good. I think I blew it. You? No, not you. You didn't do anything wrong. Well, she's gone, isn't she? What if she doesn't want to see me anymore? Can I just get in? Sure, go ahead. Gabriel opened the door and sat down in the passenger seat, closing the door after he got comfortable. I'm sure everything will be fine. She'll get some sleep, and tomorrow she'll feel better. Everything will go back to the way it was. But what if it doesn't? What if she's decided that all this is too much for her? Maybe Aiden was right. I'm trying too hard and it's going to scare her off. Gabriel sighed. Aiden's great and all. Well, he has his moments. But he doesn't know everything. I think you just need something else to focus on. Maybe that center for the homeless that Aiden's building for you. I told you we haven't built anything yet. It's just in the planning stages. He brushed away a bit of lint on the steering wheel. You can't do everything in a day, you know. Yeah, that's right. You did mention that. Just in the planning stages. Maybe you and I could go back to your place and work on it. I wouldn't mind. Look, I don't feel like it. I just want to go home and crash. Just get this day over with and forget it ever happened. Then tomorrow I'll get up with Aiden to see what we can do to fix this. So you think Aiden can help you? You think he would help? Like he has the time to? Jerry looked over at him. He has to. He's like my employee. He has to help whether he likes it or not. You may be surprised to know that that's not exactly true, Gabriel said. Aiden's not obligated to do as much as you think. Well, he comes whenever I need him. Does he, though? Yes, he does. Jerry's phone buzzed in the cup holder. He picked it up. Oh, shit, he said. It's Amber. She's saying we need to talk. Gabriel smiled. Maybe Aiden can help. He made a show of looking around. Oh, that's right. He's busy. Oh, that's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is something I don't want to do by myself, Jerry said. Could you help me? I really hate to ask, but I'd love to. It pains me to see how you've been left to deal with all this by yourself. It's just not right what he does, or doesn't do, I should say. So do I just text her back, or do I need to go to her apartment? Maybe text her back and ask what she wants you to do. He texted her and then waited. A minute or two passed with neither of them speaking. Jerry sighed forcefully. I hate this. This is too much. No text response from Amber. What's she doing? Why'd she send me that and then not respond? I texted her back right away. What a... The phone buzzed in his hand. Come to my apartment, she texted. Jerry looked over at Gabriel. Oh boy, like go to her apartment? Inside? I've never really been in there. I just pick her up and we leave. Hey, this could be a good thing, Gabriel said. Let's go. And don't worry, she won't see me. You'll be able to see and hear me, and I'll help get you through this. It's going to be all right, I promise. I don't want to screw this up, and you won't. Come on, let's not keep her waiting. Chapter 30. Pairs of excited folks raced off as best they could in their burlap sacks, and Aiden prodded me to start jumping. I stood there dumbfounded. I wasn't ready to go. Aiden turned to face me. I bet you can't beat all these people, he said. I blinked, suddenly more aware of my surroundings. Oh, yeah? What do you want to bet me? How about a Volkswagen bus? No way. Aiden smiled and winked. Yes way. Oh, you are so on. Well, now I was a woman on a mission. Think I can't do this, I thought. You don't know who you're messing with. We caught up surprisingly quickly. I watched the others in my peripheral vision. Thanks in part, I believe, to the tent with the funny-looking cigarettes, several pairs stumbled and fell just a few yards from the starting line. And I found out later that one pair even went in the opposite direction at the start of the race. One by one, we either passed other teams or they collapsed onto the ground, unable to get back up because they were laughing so hard. Near the finish line, it was down to just us and a team of 20-something women, their long braids flapping behind them as they jumped. I admired their ability to keep a good rhythm going, but nothing was going to stop me from winning this. Are you kidding me? A Volkswagen bus? I decided it would be okay to take something from Aiden under these circumstances. I mean, I wasn't selling my soul or anything, so what's the harm? Closer and closer we came to the finish line. One of the women looked over at me. Oh, hey, it's the poser, she said, and her partner looked my way. Who's your friend there, poser? Before I could speak, Aiden piped up and said, You'll know once you read our names in the next newsletter, loser. He sped up drastically and I almost fell trying to match his pace. God, Aiden, were you holding back all this time? I can't stand people like that, he said. Let's go. Just keep going. Hop, hop, hop. By golly, we won that stupid potato sack race. The skinny guy in charge came running down the field, wheezing and gasping for breath. Ragweed allergy, he huffed. Aiden rested a hand on his shoulder, and he instantly stood up taller and stopped wheezing. He took a deep breath, his eyes wide. I can breathe, he exclaimed. He took several deep breaths. This is amazing, Aiden smiled. We stepped out of the bag and handed it to him. So when do we get our prizes, he asked. Oh, that. Well, we generally encourage our winners to donate them to the shelter and food bank that we sponsor. So he dug the toe of his Tom's shoe into the dirt. What do you say? I guess we say they better like veggie burgers at the shelter, I said. That's the spirit. Thank you both. Let me just get your names and I'll be off. He scampered away after we gave him the information he needed for next month's newsletter, and then I turned to Aiden, eager to collect the real prize. "All right," I said with my hand out, "let's see those keys." "Close your eyes," Aiden said. I closed my eyes and I felt him place something in my hand, but it definitely didn't feel like keys. I opened my eyes to see a little Hot Wheels bus in my hand. I slugged him in the arm. "You suck." "Haven't you learned anything, Liddy? The devil's in the details." I laughed, disgusted and disappointed, but thoroughly amused. I started to walk back up the hill, and he added, You didn't specify how big of a Volkswagen bus you wanted." "Well, you didn't." He ran to catch up to me. "Hey!" Chapter 31. Jerry sat in his car but made no move to get out. "What's the matter?" Gabriel asked. "I honestly don't think there's any reason to be worried." "No, it's something. She would have just said whatever it is in the text if it was no big deal." Gabriel opened his door and patted Jerry on the arm. "Come on, we'll go find out together." "And she won't know you're there." "Aren't you used to that with Aiden yet?" "No, she won't know a thing about me unless you tell her, which I recommend that you do not do because it'll just make matters worse." "Worse? What do you mean? Do you know something?" Come on, get out and let's go." They approached her apartment door. Jerry was fiddling with his belt buckle, tugging on his shirt and twitching. Gabriel rang the doorbell. "Stop that," he said. "You're acting like a tweaker." Amber came to the door wearing a short robe. Her hair was wrapped up in a towel. Jerry stepped back reflexively. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't expect you to get here this fast. It's not urgent. I hope you didn't rush over here." "Your text sounded pretty urgent." He looked away. "Like you had something bad to tell me. Like maybe you don't want to see me anymore." "Well, oh God," Jerry grabbed his forehead. "I knew it. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but I—" "Stop," Gabriel said, unheard by Amber. "And don't look at me. Keep your eyes on her. It's going to be okay. Ask her if you can come in." Jerry looked Amber in the eye. "Can I please come in so we can talk about this?" "Oh, yeah, sorry." She stepped aside so he could come in and then closed the door. "Come sit down and we'll talk." The apartment was a small efficiency. Jerry was surprised. His apartment at least had a separate bedroom. Her sofa was a futon, and from the looks of it, that's where she slept. Gabriel took a seat on the coffee table as there were no other chairs nearby. Jerry and Amber sat on the futon. "So, okay." Amber let out a sigh. "The thing is, you're a pretty cool guy, an interesting guy. I don't know. Your life is too intense for me. First you take me to your club thing, and then we're on a runway with your friend, and I had to dodge a damn airplane." She gripped her knees in her palms. "It's too crazy for me. I just don't know about your lifestyle. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm more of a laid-back, boring person than I thought." Jerry focused on his breathing and realized he was close to hyperventilating. "Calm down," Gabriel said. "Stay calm." He reached over and rested his hand on Amber's leg. Amber sat up straighter, her eyes wide. "Wow, what's that?" She looked around as if she expected to see something or someone. "I feel weird, like tingly. It's so bizarre." "Now," Gabriel said to Jerry, "remember who you are. You're a rich, handsome man who can have any woman he wants. Don't say it. I know she's the one you want." Jerry leaned forward, unsure what to do. "Tell her who you are," Gabriel cried. Jerry sprang to his feet, startling Amber. "I am somebody. Don't you see that? All I ever wanted was a chance to get to know you, and you won't let me. I never meant to overwhelm you with everything, I swear. Just, please don't give up. Not yet." He sat back down and grabbed her hand. "There's so much about me that you don't know yet. I'm not some fast-paced, wild person either. Maybe I tried a little too hard to impress you, but should I be punished for that? Can we please just do something? We'll go way calmer with things, I promise." Amber took her hair down out of the towel and shook it. It was still damp. Jerry noticed that it smelled like warm honey, and he suddenly felt very sleepy. I don't know, Amber said. It just feels weird. Plus, there was the thing where you paid to get my car fixed. It's uncomfortable because I feel like I owe you something. Jerry started to slide his hand up Amber's arm, but Gabriel stopped him. Are you serious? Now is 100% not the time to do that. Back off. Jerry removed his hand and scooted away slightly. He felt as if he was in a daze. Remember the homeless shelter, Gabriel said. Talk to her about that. He cleared his throat. I know what we can do. Remember the homeless shelter project we talked about? Yeah. Maybe you could come by my place and help me go over some plans. How about tomorrow night? I'll make dinner. You can cook? As long as you don't mind frozen pizza. He smiled. I guess that'd be okay. Nothing crazy or expensive. No way, just basic stuff. Amber felt much more at ease. She wondered if maybe she'd been too quick to judge him. It would be a shame if you walked away from such a wonderful man, Gabriel whispered in her ear. He turned to Jerry immediately afterward. Okay, we have to leave now. Stand up. Jerry leapt to his feet. I have to go, he said a bit too quickly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Amber walked him to the door and wished him good night. She noticed the single rose on the coffee table and wondered how he'd managed to sneak it in and leave it there without her seeing it. Wow, she muttered to herself. He really is a wonderful man. Chapter 32. Gabriel fiddled with the car's air vents as Jerry drove them back to his place. Jerry swatted his hand away. I had him positioned where I wanted him. What do you need air for anyway? Aren't you like a celestial being or whatever? You've never had a girlfriend, Gabriel said. That has become abundantly clear. What makes you say that? Amber opens up to you to say that she feels as if she owes you something for fixing her car, and the first thing you do, sitting there on her bed, is start caressing her arm. That, well, it's tone deaf if nothing else. Jerry let out a long, frustrated sigh. Look, can we not? I've had a rough day. I don't need you nitpicking every little thing. He drove in silence for a while, then glanced over at Gabriel. Yeah, he said, barely above a whisper. Yeah, what? Yeah, I've never had a girlfriend. Is that a crime? No, but it's definitely something you need to talk to Aiden about. You need some help. No offense, but you do. Jerry pulled up to the keypad for the parking garage in the basement of his building. He laid the access card against the metal plate and watched the gate open. Do I need to ask for that kind of help? You shouldn't have to, but it's looking like you will. No, I mean, can he just change me somehow where I'm better at that kind of stuff, or is it a skill I have to learn? He pulled into his designated parking spot. I feel like I shouldn't have to learn anything. If you think about what I gave up or traded away... No response. Jerry looked at the passenger seat and Gabriel had disappeared. Chapter 33. Having Aiden back in my life was amazing. Weird and unexpected, but amazing. I always seemed to do more, experience more, and feel more when he was around. Yeah, I grumble sometimes and act bothered, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy his company. We hung around the festival for a while that afternoon. My favorite part was enjoying some lemonade and swinging on a porch swing near one of the camping store setups. They had these swings on metal frames set up everywhere. We just enjoyed our lemonade and talked and laughed. The people watching was our main source of amusement. Aiden's real funny in a dry, quiet kind of way. This has been great, I said, shaking the ice in my cup. But I need to head on back. I legitimately have some work to do. I should probably get back over to Jerry's and see what's going on. Do you want me to ride back home with you first? How long do you have? I mean, how eager are you to go to Jerry's? Not very. Why? What did you have in mind? I was going through some boxes in the attic the other day, and I found some of my old photo albums. There were pictures from my time in the church in there. I thought maybe you'd like to come look at them. I suddenly felt as if I was being too forward, so before Aiden could answer, I said, "But, whatever. It doesn't have to be today. I just thought I'd love that," he said. "I'll always have time for things like that." "Hey, are you... I don't know if this is a stupid question or not, but can you be photographed? Like, do you show up in pictures?" "That's not stupid at all. That's a good question. Honestly, it depends on the situation. Sometimes you see me, sometimes you don't. It depends on whether or not I want you to see me. I know you don't have any pictures of me in those albums." I looked down at my cup of ice and felt the cold condensation on my fingertips and palms. "No. Is that because you didn't want me to have any pictures of you for some reason?" "No, not at all. You just never took any pictures of me." "Well, our relationship back then was not the type where you sit around snapping pictures. There was too much crazy drama going on all the time." Aiden took my cup, got up off the swing, and walked over to a trash can to throw the cup away. A long-haired lady in a flowered vest came running up to Aiden. No, plastic does not go there. You have to..." Aiden laid a hand on her shoulder and she froze for several seconds. He stared deeply into her eyes. Just as I was about to speak, she let out a long, deep sigh. Without another word, she smiled and walked away. "Now there's the power I wish I had at these things," I said. "I'm constantly screwing up and getting fussed at. Ugh, it's like being back in the church." I started to get up from the swing, but Aiden sat back down beside me. "Can I borrow your phone for a moment?" "My phone? What for? Don't you just beam your thoughts through the atmosphere? Who could you possibly need to call? Can I please just borrow it?" I dug around in my knapsack and pulled out the phone. The cool thing was that it turned on as soon as he touched it. I've never seen it do that before. "All right." He sat up straight and smoothed his blonde hair down. "Scooch over closer to me." "What? Why?" "Just do it." He opened the camera and got us both in the frame. "Look at that. Smile." It was our first picture together. My favorite photo of all time. Chapter 34. Jerry was walking through the parking garage beneath his building toward the elevators when a man approached him. "Excuse me." Jerry dropped his keys. "Shit, dude! Where'd you come from? You scared me." "Are you the man who threw money from up there on the balcony?" "Up in the penthouse? Yeah, I do that sometimes." He pushed the elevator button and glanced around for a security guard. No one else appeared to be nearby. "I'm glad I caught you. See, I lost my wallet and really need $2 for a bus ticket. My cousin was supposed to come..." The elevator doors opened. "Look, here, take this." Jerry reached in his pocket and pulled out a large roll of $100 bills. He stuffed it in the man's hand. "There you go, my dude." The man's eyes bugged out. "Wow, are you sure?" "Yeah, man. Have a good evening." "Oh, cool. I sure will." The elevator started to close, and Jerry stopped them with his arm. "What's your name?" "Sticky." "Sticky what?" "Just Sticky." "Nice to meet you, Sticky. I'm Jerry." Sticky tried to shake his hand, but the elevator doors closed before he could. Back upstairs in his penthouse, Jerry was feeling pretty good. He laid some empty legal pads, highlighters, and pens out on the dining room table, already anticipating his dinner with Amber the following evening. They could come up with some ideas for the new homeless shelter over some chewy store-brand pizza, and Amber could finally see what an awesome guy he really was. He sat down at the table and grabbed a pen and a pad. "Homeless shelter," he muttered. "What do you do?" The plan was to sketch out a building or two, but all he came up with was a large dollar sign that he outlined in yellow highlighter. "This sucks." He pushed the paper away and went out onto the balcony. The sound of traffic drifted up from Elm Street below. "Look at 'em." He stared down at the people, tiny as ants on the sidewalk. "Hey, here!" He grabbed a handful of money from his pocket, pulled off one bill at a time, and sent it flying into the wind. First it was just a few, and then he was flinging fistfuls out into the street. Pandemonium was breaking out at the intersection as Jerry, now bored, turned and went back inside. Chapter 35. Aiden made himself comfortable on my sofa as I ventured up into the attic to retrieve the photo albums. I hoped he wouldn't notice the sink full of dirty dishes in the kitchen before I came back. I would have washed them, but I wasn't planning on having company. He was admiring my collection of Reader's Digest copies on the coffee table when I came into the living room with the photo albums. "You know, it might be a good idea to keep those albums down here," he said. "If there was a fire, you might be able to save them." He ran a finger over one of the album's dusty covers. "I'm assuming you don't have any copies of these." "No, I never thought about keeping them anywhere but in the attic. To tell you the truth, I haven't looked at any of them since I left the church. It's not exactly something I care to sit and reminisce about, you know." "I understand." He took one of the albums, started to open it, and then stopped. He turned to face me. "I'm so sorry for everything you had to go through up there, Liddy. Truly, you didn't do anything to deserve that." I felt a hot sting of tears well up out of nowhere and fought like hell to overcome it. "I try to look at the good things that came out of that experience," I said. "My brother got out. He started a website about abusive churches, which helped a lot of people see what was going on. And hey, I even got to write a book about it to get you off my back." I gave him a wink. "You did great. You really did." He opened the photo album on his lap. "Oh, look, it's Charles. Ugh, gross. Go to the next page." "Why do you have a picture of him in here?" "I don't know. Just go on past it." "Here we have sisters Andra and Veronica. They left the church too. Did you know that? About a year after me." Aiden looked up at me with a "no kidding" expression. "Well, forgive me. I keep forgetting you know every frickin' thing." "Unfortunately, that's true." "What do you mean?" "Sometimes I wish I could just not know the things I know, the outcomes for so many people who left the church. It devastated them." I ran my hand across the picture of Brother Christian. He was playing piano and smiling. The picture was taken during a Wednesday night service. "I know," I whispered. "But remember what I told you," Aiden said. "We can't save them all. We'll never save them all, but we will save some. You and your brother did that, with both the website and your book. Don't forget that. You did some real good for the world." "I guess so." "Do you think back to those days often?" "I try to focus on the good stuff, like the time we were able to spend together." A laugh sputtered out of my mouth before I could stop it. "Are you serious? Like when? The time we got to watch Ken choke Pastor Faust to death in a jail cell? Or when we were riding along in your little car and you told me you were an agent of Satan? Those times?" "Oh, come on now. It wasn't all bad." "No, it pretty much was. Were you there? It was really sucky, Aiden. I wrote a whole book about it." He grabbed the albums and set them on the table. "Let me make it up to you then." "I kind of thought that's what you were already doing, except like back in Dalton Fisher, it keeps turning to crap. I've seen a guy jump to his death, a woman about beat me up in a gentleman's club, and you haven't even been here 2 weeks yet. Give it time. Be patient. I need to settle things down with Jerry, get him into a routine, and it'll get better. I put a finger up to his lips. "Don't say you promise. Just leave it. I'll be patient and cautiously optimistic, but please don't make any more promises." "Okay, but do you trust me?" "Trust you how?" "Do you believe that this experience will be better than the one we had in Dalton Fisher?" "Do I dare say that it couldn't possibly be any worse?" Aiden laughed out loud at that, which startled me. He's normally so reserved. To know that I'd truly tickled his funny bone was oddly thrilling. "Listen," he said, "it's going to be great. I need to head back to Jerry's to help him with something, but I'll be in touch. We're going to have a great time." "Don't say you promise." "I promise I won't," he said with a smile, and then vanished before I could say another word. Chapter 36. Jerry was relaxing with a beer in the rooftop pool by the time Aiden arrived. Aiden approached the pool slowly, taking in the entire scene around him. It's a perfect night, he said. Stars in the sky, lovely temperature. So how are you doing, Jerry? Jerry set his beer on the cement by the edge of the pool. I'm wondering how come I have to spend so much time by myself. It's boring here. I thought there'd be more, more crazy stuff going on all the time. Like more interesting stuff. It's just me here and that Daniel guy. He's weird. I never hear him coming. I just turn around and bam, there he is. He slapped his hand down on the water in frustration. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel awkward and stupid most of the time, like I don't belong here. Aiden shrugged. Well, you don't. Jerry gasped. Wow, seriously? You're supposed to make this a good experience. That's your job. How can you stand there and say something like that? Aiden thought about it for a moment and then said, It's my job to make sure you get everything you bargained for, and you're on track to do just that. Exactly where have I failed you? Help me understand. Jerry came out of the pool and grabbed a towel off a nearby chair. He wrapped up in it, keeping his eyes on Aiden the entire time. You're never here. Like, never. You spend all your time with your friend Liddy, and I know you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be here whenever I need you, not running all over hell and gone with her. Aiden approached him. But I am here. When have you ever needed me when I wasn't there? Have you just had a bad day or something? You'd know if you'd been here with me. At least I had... I had what? Jerry glanced out at the city lights and sighed. At least I was able to keep Amber from breaking up with me before we were ever even a couple today. Oh dear, did she not enjoy the trip to the airport? No, it totally freaked her out, and it's all your fault. Oh, no, you don't, Aiden said. Going to the runway to show off in front of her was your idea, not mine. I'd have strongly advised against it if you'd been there, Jerry said. But you weren't here, were you? No, I had to try to figure this whole thing out by myself. As you said, I don't belong. You should have known I'd need all the help from you that I could get, but where were you? We both know the answer to that, don't we? Aiden produced a cold glass of beer and presented it to him. I'm really sorry that I let you down. You're absolutely right. Things will change going forward. I promise. I hope so, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I may look like I have it all together. He dropped his towel, tripped over it, and spilled half the glass of beer. But things aren't always as they seem. Indeed they're not, Aiden said, following him back inside. They went to the dining room table, and Jerry frowned at the sight of the legal pads and pens. Here's my biggest problem right now. I need some drawings and plans for this homeless shelter deal, but I haven't been able to come up with anything good. He pushed a few of the pens around. How about you go put on some dry clothes and I'll get a start on this, Aiden said. Okay, but don't make it look too perfect or professional. Aiden's coming over for dinner tomorrow night, and I told her I'd have some rough sketches done by then. I want her to believe it's something I came up with, so make it look, vaguely shitty. Aiden was only halfway listening and had already begun scribbling some notes on scraps of paper. Yep, got it. Just go get changed. Everything was ready when Jerry re-emerged 20 minutes later. He stood there, arms folded, admiring Aiden's handiwork. That is so detailed, he said after a minute, and he walked all the way around the dining room table. Look, you even have wadded up papers on the floor. Nice touch. Several tablets were laid out on the table, all featuring notes and drawings, all in Jerry's handwriting. He studied them carefully. Man, that's creepy. It looks like I did all this. Like literally. Aiden shuffled a stack of loose-leaf pages. Will this work? Oh, definitely. This is perfect. And what's that for? He pointed to a stack of mismatched Tupperware at the far end of the table. That's for your dinner. You said Amber's coming over for dinner, right? I thought the Tupperware would give it a whimsical, humble touch. Bring you back down to earth a bit. She needs to see that in you. I'll also be leaving a burned pizza in the kitchen. You can serve macaroni and cheese in this Tupperware and tell her that you screwed up the pizza. Ooh, I would have never thought of that. These dishes look like I borrowed them from my mom's house or something. And burned pizza. That's perfect. Aiden grabbed an easel holding a giant pad of paper and brought it over closer to Jerry. There's something we need to establish before we go any further. It may come up during your dinner, so I figured now would be a good time to discuss it. Have a seat. Jerry pulled out the chair at the head of the table and sat down. What is it? Something serious? No, but we need to talk about your past. How we want people to see you. Like my past? My childhood or whatever? Is that the past you want people to know, or would you like something a little more intriguing? I don't get what you mean, Jerry said. Aiden picked up a large magic marker and twirled it between his fingers. You have to admit your past is a bit bland. Nothing especially interesting has ever happened to you. No offense. Well, Jerry propped his elbows on the table and watched Aiden spin the marker. What'd you have in mind? Aiden drew a line down the middle of the giant pad of paper on the easel. At the top left, he wrote history, and at the top right, he wrote mystery. The way I see it, he said, the best thing you can have is an exciting past with just the right balance of intrigue. For starters, do you want to come from humble beginnings or wealth? But my parents are like, I don't know, regular middle class. Not rich or poor, just in between. Your actual past no longer matters, Aiden said. We can reconstruct it. Change it to be whatever you want it to be. I don't know how my parents would feel about that. Nothing would change for them. It wasn't part of the deal we made. This is the story for others to consume and believe. It wouldn't be too hard for people to do a little digging and find out the truth, though. Welcome to the age of the internet. Give me a little more credit than that. I manage the flow of information. It's one of my most important jobs. No matter how much anyone dug, nothing beyond what I craft for you would ever turn up. It's really not that difficult. So, what'll it be? History and mystery. I don't really get what you mean by that. Have you ever noticed how so many rich and famous people live lives that are shrouded in mystery? You have plenty of people whose lives are an open book. We know their story from start to finish. But then there are these other people that just seem to emerge from the shadows one day. They step out of the mist and poof, everyone knows who they are. You have that element of mystery where that makes them very appealing. People love that. It makes their minds wander. They go wild with speculation. Angels like me specialize in mystery. Jerry had been absent-mindedly folding a tiny paper airplane out of a sticky note while Aiden talked. He flicked the airplane across the table and looked up at Aiden. Hang on a minute. Are you saying the angels like you, the bad guys, make these rich and famous people what they are? I take exception to your term of the use bad guys, but yes, in some instances we do. If that's what they want, then that's part of the deal. Jerry exhaled harshly, ending with a breathless chuckle. Whoa. Man. For real? So, are we talking about run-of-the-mill rich people or celebrities or what? Sometimes people just want money but not fame, so they become rich by our work. Bad guys like me, I mean. So celebrities too? Aiden nodded. Haven't you ever wondered about people who seem to be famous for no reason? You never hear about them, and then they seem to just pop up one day, and everyone knows them, almost as if it happened by osmosis. I chalk that up to laziness on the part of the angels working with them. They conduct a little knowledge management with no effort to concoct a logical backstory, and voila! Instant, nonsensical fame for some poor nobody, so desperate for relevance that they'd sell their soul for it. Jerry clapped his hands together a few times in exaggerated fashion. Oh, wow! That makes total sense. Can you name any names? No, but if you think about it, you could probably guess a few. Think of all the bad singers and actors that somehow manage to retain employment and enjoy fame and wealth for ridiculously long periods of time. Decades, even. The proverbial casting couch can only get you so far. Who do you suppose is behind that? Wow, that is so trippy, dude. So I could have been like a famous singer or an actor or whatever. Absolutely. But that wasn't your heart's desire. So honestly, I don't think it would have made you very happy. If you ask me, you made the right choice with your deal. Yeah, except now I have to build a damn homeless shelter or facility or what do you call it? I don't even know where to start. You don't have to build anything personally, Aiden said. That's my job. All you have to do is have Amber over for dinner so you can show off this hard work you've been putting into it. He gestured to all the sketches and notes scattered everywhere. Besides, didn't I do a good job on the gentleman's club? Yeah, it's awesome. Jerry looked off into space. Hey, maybe that's what I need tonight. I'll go hang out there and see what's shaking. Pun definitely intended. We should work on your history and mystery before you go, Aiden said. Then you could practice talking about it with the people you see there tonight. Come with me. We could just make it up as we go. I think it'd come out more naturally that way. Better than sitting here and staring at each other. Aiden looked longingly at the big pad of paper. But I like doing it this way, he said quietly. Jerry reached over and swatted him lightly on the arm. Come on. It'd do you some good. You could have a few drinks and relax a bit. Can you eat and drink stuff? I can, but Okay then! Let me go put on something better and we'll go. I see you've already changed since I saw you at the airport. Aiden glanced down at his navy blue suit. I figured this was better suited to my work here. Jerry practically skipped out of the room, calling out, I'll be back, as he went. Aiden snorted. Big oaf. He looked up at the chart again and cocked his head slightly. Yep. He raised the marker up to the history side and rested the felt tip against the paper just beneath the heading. The ink quickly bled out onto the paper, making a large black circle. Pour, he said, and he wrote the word down. After that, he wrote fire, tragedy, and determination. Under mystery, he wrote source of income, opium, ancestor, train robbery, and treasure map. Oh, I like that, he said to himself. Nothing like reclaimed wealth to stir the imagination. Jerry came back out several minutes later and immediately noticed the things Aiden had written on the chart. What the hell's all that? Aiden tossed Jerry his keys. Don't worry about it. I'll fill you in at the club. Why don't you just do it now? Where's the fun in that? Come on, let's go. And we are going to stop there. And when we come back, we're going to start with chapter 37. And we will go from there next time. Thank you so much to listening to this segment of my story. I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. I'm enjoying reading this very much. And I love being here with you. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you again soon.